Hey there, beautiful collective. Thanks so much for joining me on Unmasked Universe, where we unmask the universe that lives inside of you. Welcome into our Valentine's Day special. Um, wow, what a doozy. Today's video is actually going to be a bit of an energy update because I think many people in the collective need it right now. I will be doing another video after this one about heart activations and what that actually is. If you're interested, you can stick around for that one. However, today's video is, yeah, really about the energy that's moving through the collective right now, and none of us can hide from it. Because of the planetary arrangements right now, with Mars in retrograde, it's bringing a lot to the surface, a lot of heavy energy. So if you're feeling really heavy, strong energy coming through, or you're feeling really sad, you're feeling depressed, even, or you're feeling like you're struggling. There's a lot of heavy, dense emotions coming up right now in the collective, and it's coming up because it is serving the purpose of bringing up our wounds that have been hidden or suppressed for a long time. Essentially, what's happening right now in the collective is that truths are being revealed to us. And these are inner truths that either haven't wanted, we either haven't wanted to look at them in the past, or they're truths that we were not ready to look at. Okay. And some of these are pretty heavy truths. Some of them may feel very devastating. They may give you a sense of heartbreak, right? And these energies are not coming up to hurt you, to make you feel worse about yourself. In fact, it's the opposite. It's that you have reached a different stage in your own development, and the universe sees that you have grown enough to see these new truths, to explore these new truths, or at least explore the deeper issue in order to get to the truth. Okay? So, again, it doesn't seem like a very loving energy right now, for Valentine's Day, right? And some of you may not have partners. Some of you may have just recently left partners or even a year ago, and you may be in this position of nostalgia or thinking about them. That might be affecting you. Some of you have left families. Some of you have left um, other people behind, like best friends or communities. Some of you have left establishments behind, religious organizations behind. Some of you have left a lot behind, and this may be causing some of the heartbreak itself. Others of you may be reflecting on a life lived where love was not present, and that could be leaving you with this feeling of heartbreak. And I want you to know that we're all going through this at this time, including myself. Um, and that whatever is coming up, don't deny it and don't suppress it. Allow those emotions to come up, allow yourself to feel them. It's quite all right that you're feeling them. But then our responsibility in this energy is to give ourselves a certain amount of time to feel it, to grieve it, to process it, to allow the emotions to actually come up, regardless of what emotions they are. They may not even be heartbreak. Maybe it's just fear and anxiety. It could be a wide range of emotions. It could be anger. Whatever it is, our job right now is to allow it to come forward because Mars is that ruler of those really big emotions, right? So we want to allow these things to bubble up to the surface and allow ourselves to feel them, but on a timeline. So don't allow yourself to stay in that for a whole day or a whole week, right? Allow yourself a certain window to experience the feelings, and then our job is to extrapolate the wisdom from that, because a lot of these things that are coming up are tied to things that we've experienced in the past, life lessons that perhaps we've let go of the situation or the person, but now the energy is coming up for review because we need to extrapolate the actual wisdom from that. What was the actual lesson? What parts of that am I willing to let go of now energetically and emotionally? And which parts do I want to keep as the lesson itself? So it's really important for us to not only be able to extrapolate that wisdom, but to also um, understand that these are just simply energies. And so we have to be vigilant that it doesn't take us down long term. We have to maintain our energetic field and frequency. And so that means that when you do get pulled into one of these currents and you go down in there and you explore it and you feel it, and you allow your human self, because you're still living in this world, you still need to have feelings. You still need to be in touch with them and allow them to come up and pass. But then we do need to recalibrate and rebalance our energetic field and our vibration once more, because your vibration is the most important aspect of going forward in this system. Is your vibration is everything. It's what brings everything in. And so when we're in a lowered state of vibration, then we run the risk of sending out to the universe, hey, I want more of that, right? And of course, nobody wants more of that. So we have to maintain our vibration. And that does not mean that you cannot feel the feelings. It does not mean that you cannot have these surges of um, lessons coming back to teach you so that you can get a higher perspective on it. But it does mean that, once you have gone through your window of time that you've set for yourself, and of course, that's going to be different for each of you and what kind of emotion it is. I mean, if you're anxious, you probably don't want to sit in that for an hour. But if it's grief work, or it's sadness or things like that, pain, then you may want to sit with that a bit longer. So determine what's going to work for you, set that window, and then once you're out of that, consciously choose to ground yourself and to raise your own vibration. Okay. Now, the other thing that I'm going to mention about this energy and when we're going through it is that it's not only our responsibility to extrapolate the actual lessons from it and to maintain our energy, but it's also important to understand that just because we have things coming up from the past, which we thought perhaps that we have left behind, just because this is happening does not mean that we are sliding backwards. No, in fact, each time that these things come back into our lives, it's because we're being offered an opportunity to see it from an even higher stance. So to take a higher perspective than how we did in the previous cycles. So you might have the same situation come up, once a year, or you may have it come up several times throughout the year, maybe 4, 5, 6 times. And each time, what it's offering you is the chance to learn something new from it, which allows you to heal that aspect that you were blinded to before, essentially. And then that offers you an elevated position to actually look at it differently. So your perspective on the situation changes. And when we change our perspective on what happened, then we're actually allowing ourselves to heal that aspect of ourselves and integrate it within our being, our whole self, right? Which is what ultimately moves us into being that authentic person that we're truly desiring to be. So don't push these things away when they come up. Don't get irritated at yourself because they're coming up. And don't buy into the idea that you're slipping backwards, because you're not. You're actually, the universe is giving you this situation again so that you can actually look at it differently and so that you can learn something new about it that you weren't capable. Because again, we go in stages of levels and leveling up our own perspective, our own wisdom. And that comes with these moments of reflection and revisiting things until that thing is completely healed within us. And as with everything, when we operate in these stages, we, when we first start this journey, our ability to perceive the truth of the situation is extremely low because we're stuck in our emotional bodies at that point. And then as we go along and we heal that emotional body, then we're stuck in the mental mind frame and the mental mind traps that, most people get stuck in their head around. That is a completely different stage. However, eventually, as these things come up for healing and you begin to let them go and you see a higher truth to each of these situations, that's when you begin to elevate, right? And at each stage, you're going to have a different chance to actually learn something new from it. So take that information and understand that you're never sliding backwards. You're in the right place at the right time, always, at all times. And so you're just at different stages of your development. You haven't done anything wrong. You're not going backwards. You haven't failed. And this energy is tricky when it's really heavy, like today in the collective, it's very heavy. Um, and we can have this energy trick us into thinking that we are sliding back and that we might as well just give up and that we haven't made any progress because the same thing is here again. But it's not here in order to, well, it's kind of here to get you to think that, but it's actually here. It's actually here to teach you some new level of understanding. So I want you to take that and roll with it today. I know it's going to be based on some of the energy readings that I was doing in the collective inspiration readings and stuff for the week ahead. I'm seeing that this energy is possibly going to be sticking around for a few days. So take this with, as much understanding as you can and apply it to your life as much as you can. Now, the other thing I'm going to recommend, because it is Valentine's Day and many of you have left relationships, for those of you who are in loving relationships, bless you. For those of you who are not, who are maybe spending it alone, spending it during this energy that feels really dense, really hard, really, really heavy, commit to doing something loving for yourself. If you have a fur baby at home, spend some time with them. Do something loving together. Maybe go and get them a puppy treat or something, or a cat treat, or take them to the pet store, or go for a walk. Sit down and watch a movie together. Have some popcorn. Whatever you can do. If you do not have a fur baby and you have kids, maybe spend some time with them if they're with you. Take them out on a date or go on a date together, family date. If you're completely alone, then make sure that you're doing something very loving and supportive for yourself today. I challenge you all to do something self-loving, even if you are in a relationship, because this energy is very dense and heavy. And so by doing that, you're providing yourself with this acknowledgement that you love yourself so much that you're not willing to give up on yourself. You're not willing to slide backwards with this trickster energy, right? You're going to show yourself today some sort of love and do something nice for yourself that you don't normally do. Okay. Maybe take care of yourself in a way that you don't normally do. That's extra soothing, extra comforting. Call in that love of the angels, call in your support team, call in anything or anyone that you feel is going to support you. Maybe you have a friend who is also single, go hang out with them, spend some time with them, have a singles ladies night or men's night, right? Do something that is going to be uplifting for you today, but also something that is nurturing for yourself. All right. So that's the challenge for today and possibly over the next few days with this energy being quite heavy. I'm seeing about Monday or so it's lifting, but that's still a few days away. So Challenge yourself to do these things for you. And when you come out of this energy, you're going to feel that much more supported and loved by yourself, which emanates out into the universe and is provided back to you. Okay. All right. I love you all so much. Please stay safe during this energy. I love you. You've got this. You're stronger than you know. You're more resilient than you know. And now that you're equipped with the information, you can take care of this. I know you can. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment if you'd like. Let me know how you're doing today. Okay? Love you. Bye.